palm plantations in Guatemala are in a race to prove that they can produce the world's most popular edible oil sustainably. But it's not easy. In fact, some say that making palm oil truly sustainable might be impossible. Mass production is linked to widespread destruction of rainforests, pollution, and human rights violations. And companies across the world are increasingly under pressure to do something about it. This year, huge corporations like Kellogg's and Pepsi made changes to their palm oil policies, joining several other companies in pledging to source palm oil responsibly. It would be a massive shift, since palm oil is a major ingredient in more than half of packaged products Americans consume. Sustainability has been the goal ever since this company, called Palmas del Ixcan, planted its first seeds in Guatemala in 2008. The arrival of the palm oil plantation just south of the border with Mexico, where most people live in poverty, offered hope, at least at first. The wider industry has brought around 28,000 jobs to Guatemala, as well as over $1 billion in investment over the past 20 years. But it has also created tension with local communities.
Los pueblos donde más está la palma aceitera son pueblos indígenas que dependen de la madre tierra, dependen del agua, dependen del aire. Se quedan sin ningún lugar para poder trabajar la tierra.
Avoiding deforestation is just one of the pillars of sustainable agriculture. Impact on local communities is another. And it's something that palm producers around the world have struggled with. Advocates in Guatemala worry about subsistence farmers.
La mayoría de la tierra cultivable está en manos de las empresas de palma. Sí ha tenido un impacto, digamos, fuerte en nuestro sistema alimentario como país incluso.
The representatives of the plantation said the company has never pressured the locals to sell their land. They also say Palmas del Ixcan employs over 1,000 people and works with Guatemala's Ministry of Health to provide medical care, schools, and homes for the community. It also maintains the town's roads and bridges.
Bueno, definitivamente nosotros creemos que estas han sido áreas que han sido un poco olvidadas. Vamos a ponerlo así. No nos vamos a poner a juzgar definitivamente quién tiene o no tiene la culpa. Y en fin, pues creemos que tener esa buena relación de vecinos y poderles brindar fuentes de empleo nos hace estar mejor en la zona.
Some palm oil companies in Indonesia and Malaysia have faced far worse accusations, including enslaving workers and using child labor. These companies here in Guatemala wanted to give palm oil a new reputation. For another company in the country's southern coast, called Las Palmas, the path to sustainability started with an ultimatum. In 2015, one of its biggest customers reached out. Las Palmas' CEO says Walmart told him he needed to obtain a sustainability certificate to continue to be one of their suppliers. He had a 2-year deadline.
I think that's what the customer wants nowadays. They want sustainable products that are not going to harm you, that are not going to harm the environment, and that are cost-effective.
He says he had to research local laws, hire personnel, and work closely with local communities to work towards certification.
The certification actually opened our eyes in that we need to comply with all the laws. Sometimes you don't even know what laws applies to your company or to your industry. It just takes time, but you can do it.
But going sustainable comes with a hefty price tag.
Every year we need to be recertified. So every year we get audited and we actually pay for that audit.
Molina says he spends $17,000 every year on audits alone. About 20% of global palm oil production is certified as sustainable. But many producers find that it's tough to pass those extra costs on to buyers. The high costs are just one of the challenges producers face. Back in the village of Sonora, near Palmas del Ixcan, about 80 families who live here say they need to walk 40 minutes each way for clean drinking water. They claim Palmas del Ixcan has polluted water supplies. Palmas del Ixcan declined to comment directly, but referred us to Grey Palma, a countrywide association of palm growers. Grey Palma said in a statement to Business Insider that about 2 years ago, Palmas del Ixcan did construction that, quote, dirtied the water from a stream near the Sonora village. They said that the Ministry of the Environment tested the waters even though it looked clean, but Grey Palma hadn't seen the results.
Que iban a dar pozos, un pozo a cada familia, pero luego dijeron que mejor no, que no podían porque era mucho gasto y que iban a dar solo 4 pozos, pero que la comunidad no quería 4 pozos porque habrían personas que les quedaría muy retirado venir a los pozos.
Grey Palma said that building water wells wasn't within our possibilities nor obligations and that other proposals were rejected by the community. Some local residents worry what the company's impact will mean for the future of their water supply.
Los niños dicen que, papá, algún día, ¿dónde vamos a ir nosotros si ya no va a haber agua?
Desde el momento que nosotros comenzamos a ver el problema de la disminución del caudal del río, comenzamos a platicar ya con los encargados de esa empresa. Sin embargo, ellos venían solo a verificar y a decir que todo estaba bien, que era normal, que así tenía que ser y que le vamos a poner unos diques, unos filtros y cuantas cosas técnicas, cómo trabajar, y no dio efecto.
The company has denied diverting the rivers and has pointed out that they periodically carry out physical chemical analysis of the water. Tensions between the village and the company have continued since then. Tracking impact on local communities is a central pillar of the Roundtable of Sustainable Palm Oil, also known as RESPO, a consortium that was established in 2004 and has set worldwide standards for what is considered sustainable palm oil.
What it really started out was a small collection of organizations that came together and said, we don't want to contribute to these problems.
To get certified, companies first have to become members of RESPO. Then, they submit evidence like maps and satellite images that show how their presence has changed the land, whether they've cut down trees or planted too close to streams. The next step is a plan to make up for previous damage and protect the land going forward. Companies pay for a third-party audit, which RESPO uses to finalize the certification. The process can take up to 5 years. After more than a decade from planting its first seed, Palmas del Ixcan obtained its RESPO certificate in January of this year. The company became part of an exclusive club and one of 10 certified mills in Guatemala. Despite RESPO's efforts, calls to ban palm oil products continue to grow across the world. But finding a better alternative is difficult, since palm oil can produce as much as 10 times more oil per acre than other crops.
The fact is, it's just a plant. It's how and where we've done it and how we've grown it that causes the problem. There's a lot of scientific research that suggests that boycotts would actually lead to more deforestation and more biodiversity impact.
Getting certified can open up opportunities with some of the world's biggest corporations, like Walmart, which has pledged to use only sustainable palm oil in its private label products by the end of 2020. Las Palmas managed to keep supplying the giant retailer for a couple of years after getting certified. But it didn't last long. The company stopped selling to Walmart this year. Las Palmas' CEO told Business Insider that Walmart wanted him to drop his prices, but he couldn't sell for less because of the high costs of going sustainable. A Walmart spokesperson said in an email to Business Insider that it was, quote, a business decision based on a variety of factors like price, quality, and demand. One thing is for sure, whether or not going 100% sustainable is possible, it doesn't come cheap.